What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Win podcast with your host, Aunt Ma, co-host Justin Vaseur, and special guest, my wife, Christina.
Hello there.
Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
How do you like this, having my wife on here?
This is dope.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like a family reunion kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like we're all hanging out.
Nice. I like this.
This rarely happens, so feels
Yeah.
Who's watching the kids right now?
the TV is
Our dog.
The dog.
the dog.
The dog is walking the kids.
So if you guys are new to the Next Win podcast, make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, subscribe, hit that subscribe button. We upload every Tuesday to Friday. And then on Sundays, we upload our 1 hour episodes, just like how we do on Spotify, which actually goes up on Mondays on Spotify and all podcast platforms. So make sure you follow us there. And also follow us on Instagram so you don't miss out on anything that me and Justin talk about. And so on today's episode, we're going to be talking about why this new homeowner here, or actually experienced homeowner, decided to move to Vegas out of all places.
So for me personally, I feel like I think for us as a couple, like we were always considering moving to Vegas. I think for at least like 10 years now.
Starting like I think 2011, 2012 is when we started looking.
Yeah.
To Vegas?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
We actually got married out here. I don't know if you know that.
I did not actually.
Yeah, we got married at Mandalay Bay.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, back in 2012.
Yeah, so we made a lot of trips back and forth out here. And it was more so like the other life of Vegas, you know, to go party, go to the clubs, stay on the strip. And I think I guess because of how close it was to California, like it was so easy to get here that we were considering moving out here. And I also have family that's in Utah, so that's about 2 hours from here. So I think that was probably one of the major deciding factors for me to move, for us to move out here, because I get to see my siblings a lot more.
Yeah.
Whereas when we're in California, like I maybe saw them like once a year. And since we've been out here, I've probably seen them like at least like 5 times.
I feel like we got tricked a little bit. So we're trying to move here because your parents said when they retire and sold the store, they're going to move to Utah. So, okay, we can be closer to your parents as well. So we'll start first, right? And then also we had friends who were like, hey, we're going to move to Vegas as well. And they ended up not moving to Vegas.
Oh, damn.
So we got a whole bunch of people who said they were going to move and, you know, they didn't.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a group effort. But I think
we're the only ones who came.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I felt like it worked out. Like they were trying to, I guess our other friends were trying to move out here, but it kind of, you know, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And I think eventually they will. But I think the timing was right for us to move out here.
Why is that?
I think because we were just ready to get out of California, and I feel like with it being like during the peak times of the pandemic and everyone realizing that they can actually work from home and that there was more flexibility with work, I felt like it was just the perfect time to get out of California. And I also felt like it was kind of more stressful there. Not that I'm bad talking California, but I think it just got like everything was just so closed off, and we had to like worry about normal daily things and then worry about COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
because
rough.
everything was on lockdown for a while.
Yeah, I think when COVID started in California, it was just so stressful. And they're talking about bringing the military out here, and they're getting ready. They're moving, right? And I think I started loading up my guns and just getting ready for war.
I remember being out there, and then they were talking about, I think they talked about like a curfew.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
They
did
have
have
like
a curfew.
Yeah, me and my girl were at my apartment, and then we saw like, oh, you can't go out past whatever, and we're like, okay, we're about to dip, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Do you remember your first time going to the supermarket since COVID started? Like, it was probably a couple of weeks after all the emergency stuff was going down. Like, I remember, I thought I wasn't even going to come back. Like, I thought we were going to war. I was driving, I'm like, there's no one on the road. It's empty.
Yeah.
And then once you get into the market, like, all the rice is gone. Like everyone's
Yeah,
fighting
all
for
the
stuff.
shortages.
Yeah, I'm just like, what's going on right now? You know, like, are we about to? Is this the end of the world?
Yeah, they're like beeping you with a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I thought I wasn't gonna make it back home. I remember that. I was like, all right, giving everyone hugs and kisses before I leave. Like, just didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah, it was pretty dramatic, but
It was
that
crazy.
like what we're living in.
And when I got into the car, our neighbor, there was a neighbor 2 houses down, and he wore a full hazmat suit just to go
That's
outside
right.
to the front of his house and go back in.
That's crazy.
So it's like,
It's like a movie.
yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, and I think because they're trying to like implement all these mandates, and I think one of the things too were that they're trying to make it mandatory for the vaccines, and especially for the kids and stuff too. So that was something that I felt like, even though I'm not against the vaccine, I wanted to be like a choice, to be an
Yeah.
option, and not
Yeah.
have to be forced to do things.
Right.
Was that enforced here in Nevada during
No.
the time?
I
don't think
remember.
so.
I remember like over there, everything was locked down in
Mhm.
LA. They had the vaccine card things where like you couldn't even go into places without your vaccine card.
Yeah.
Right.
Then I would come out here. Everybody's playing outside, like going to the store, hanging out.
No
it's
mask.
two different. Yeah, it's two different worlds. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's weird, right? So I think that is one of the biggest reasons why we moved out here was because we're being controlled too much in California.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think also just the cost of living too. Like it just became too much, and trying to figure out school for the kids, and definitely the area. So
Here's what blows my mind. When we were thinking about moving here and we're looking at food costs and prices, it was cheap. And then all of a sudden inflation hit, and now all the food here in Vegas is the same price as LA.
Yeah.
Like a bowl of pho is $15 to $20.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like now I
Isn't it,
don't
like
even
normally like 9 to like 12.
9 to 12
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now like your top combination fadak biet is like your $20. And
Yeah.
then sometimes it doesn't even come with some like tendon because it costs too much.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so now the restaurant doesn't even order that type of, item.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I haven't found cheap food in Vegas. Like where are the
yeah, like,
$9.99 prime rib meals that people used to get?
I don't know. Like, I know like on Spring Mountain, there's a lot of spots.
Is there?
There was.
There was, yeah, but is
Yeah,
there
because we
anymore?
go there often, and
Yeah.
then a lot of the stuff is pretty expensive now.
The last time we got a $15 prime rib was actually with Joe. We went to like Terribles or whatever. What are
I don't
those?
remember.
Arizona Charlie's.
No, the ones like when you leave Vegas and you're heading to LA. There's a couple casinos.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like
don't
Terribles. And
Oh
there's-
yeah, maybe.
they had
Okay.
that prime rib
like
thing
Buffalo
there.
Bills.
Buffalo Bills, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It was like
Probably Buffalo Bills.
$14.99.
Mhm. That was a long time ago.
Oh, South Point used to have. They might have some deals. South
Yeah?
Point. Yeah.
We need to go hit these spots up.
I'm
Yeah.
curious to know, were groceries always more expensive out here compared to California?
No.
No,
No
so
way.
the American groceries are cheaper here, but
Right.
the Asian
Asian
groceries
ones.
cost more.
Mm.
But I think it's because of the
The
shipping,
importing.
right?
Yeah, it
Because they
could
got to
be.
get it. They actually, I didn't know that they got all their stuff from LA.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
So all these like Chinese broccoli and these vegetables, they come from LA, and man, these Chinese and Vietnamese markets are so frugal that when they ship or they drive these vegetables over, they don't pay for a refrigerated truck. So when they have soy milk in there and things like that, when we get it here in Vegas, the soy milk will last you one day and then it'll spoil. It's supposed to last you like a month.
True.
Your Chinese broccoli, the leaves are all yellow instead of green.
I wonder if it's just because it's too hot out here.
Turn on the AC. I don't know. Like, what else are we paying for?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, how long were you out in LA for? Were you born and raised there?
Mm-hmm. I lived there my whole life.
Wow.
This is the first time that I moved out of California.
Do you feel like this is a total different, I wouldn't say culture shock, but atmosphere shock, environment shock?
I guess yes, because we're in a better neighborhood, and I think I've grown up to always be like very aware of my surroundings and always just being paranoid. Like growing up, I used to live in El Monte, So it's like in the hood, and we used to always have like all of our windows had bars on them because we're just so worried about like people breaking in and stuff. And we've had close encounters of that happening and stuff too. And I think I've just lived my whole life being like that. And I think for the first time, I feel safer, definitely safer. And I don't feel as stressed because there's not all that traffic that you have to deal with that we've like gotten used to in California, but I really hated it. But also just like the environment with the people, like they're a lot more friendlier out here that I've noticed. Like they'll say hi to you, they'll wave to you. But if you're in California, people will kind of look at you, and if you smile at them, they're just like, or they're like,
They're already judging you.
yeah. Or if people are really nice to you, like you're just not used to it, or at least I'm not, and then you're just wondering like, what do they want from me? Like, are they gonna ask me for something, or are they about to like jack me and stuff? And I think that was just the mentality I had like growing up in California because our family couldn't afford to live in a better area.
So, how's your experience now moving out of state? Like, what is something that you can tell everybody, that really changed your life about moving out of state? Would you recommend that?
I think it really just depends because I feel like I couldn't see myself moving ever away from my family. But I think you just have to be prepared in terms of like, what's the word? Well, I guess if you have kids, it's kind of, you have to take into consideration like the school system.
Right.
You have to make sure that you'll have the resources for like a babysitter or just kind of like extra childcare, because for us, there's not too much of a balance just yet. So we have to like fully invest our time into taking care of them. And I think if you were to move out of state, like you have to really consider like if you're ready and able to be away from family, because I feel like that's probably the hardest adjustment for me, just not being able to like get up, get ready and say, oh, I want to go to my parents' house and like let the kids see grandma and grandpa. And I think that's something that you have to like mentally prepare yourself for, because it's tough being away.
Every immigrant, they literally moved countries and they did that, right? So that's why I found it like, why can't we do it? We're just moving to another state. We're not even moving to China.
Yeah.
But, Justin, who is a Vegas native, he moved to California.
Yeah.
Like, how was that for you?
It was hard. Yeah, because like I'm a family guy. You know what I mean? Especially like with my family, we're really close. So we spend weekends together, every holiday together, all those things. But then now I'm in LA, and even though it's not that far of a drive or a flight, it just makes things a lot harder.
It gets tiring?
Yeah, it gets tiring. Like I was literally seeing my family almost every weekend. Like seeing my girlfriend and then seeing my family. It was like almost almost every weekend.
It became a long distance relationship for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like we were together for I think a year and a half, and then I moved.
Did that make it hard on the relationship?
On the relationship, not necessarily. Like it was hard, but I think we were strong enough to like handle it and tackle it. I do think that it does slow down progress a little bit because you're not together like moving forward with life.
Right.
Yeah.
But we were also both focused on our careers at that time. So now that I'm back, it's like a lot easier. So now we're thinking about home, family, all those things. Ooh. But yeah, it was pretty hard, not being there all the time with the family.
So I got a question for both of you guys. If family is not involved, which state would you rather live in?
That's hard.
Like, let's say your family lived in California, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I do like California.
Me too.
I like, especially the field that I'm in, or even just the interests that I have. Like, I'm always, like, I'm into, like the arts. I'm into dance. I'm into music and all those things. And I have a lot of friends out there that are into those things as well. So, I'm also, I really like the beach.
Yes.
And, for me, being in K-Town, early mornings were like just a 20-minute drive to, what was it?
Like downtown?
Huntington.
Oh,
that sounds
yeah.
so
It was
nice.
like 25 minutes in the mornings, right? In the afternoons, it'll be like an hour. But the beach was right there for me, and I would take my dog out. We would chill out there while I was editing. That was cool. But out here, it's kind of like you don't really go to Lake Mead
Yeah.
like that, you know?
Exactly.
You mentioned that you have a lot of friends in LA with the same interests and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you meet those friends when you moved there, or you already had friends there?
I already had friends there.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that made it easier. Because for us, we didn't
Well-
really have friends here in Vegas, just you.
Yeah. I mean, it made things easier, but it's not like I was in their circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
was gonna say because we have a few friends out here, but then it's like you had that long gap of not seeing them or hanging out with them, so it's kind of like you have to go into this new place and like reestablish your
Yeah.
identity and your role.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So like you'll see all your homies like going to dinner and all that stuff, and you're like, bro, I'm here too. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot you moved out
because they're
here.
not used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a while. I remember like I was like kind of couch surfing for a minute,
Oh.
and like everybody would be out,
dang.
and I'm just like on the couch like, dude, I don't even know what to do.
In LA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
LA.
I remember you were asking if our ADU was available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was thinking about living with us.
I know,
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember I was sleeping on Brandon's couch.
Yeah.
Brandon Choi, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was sleeping on his couch, and then my girlfriend's uncle had like a spot out there. It was like a really small apartment. I was sleeping on the floor there.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then that was
But now you here.
I'm back
Yeah.
in Vegas.
With your family and your
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, full circle.
For me, I think it would be kind of between California and Hawaii, just because I
Ooh.
like Hawaii.
Yeah.
But
I would love to just blow all our money in Hawaii. This is what we worked for. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that. It's like that.
Well, I don't know because although I love Hawaii and everything about it, the cost of living is a lot. It's even crazier than California, and for the housing out there too. Like you'll get like a small little shack for like maybe close to $1 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's practical enough, but if I were to really choose, maybe it would be California, but just like in a better area and closer to the beach.
Mm.
Yeah.
I kind of want to live in Orange County.
Oh.
That's probably if we were to move back to California, that's where I would want. That's where I would want to go, or maybe San Diego.
Oh yeah, San Diego's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck between keeping those places vacation spots.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because
Kinda
like
do-
Vegas, it's kind of like neutral to me.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff here to do and like cool, exciting things.
Yeah.
But obviously, we don't have like the beach or
Yeah.
those kinds of scenes. So like, do I just keep those as my like guilty pleasure kind of thing where we
Right.
go out for vacation and hang out?
Mm.
Well, that's when we get to the age of now we can buy vacation homes in each of those places.
Right.
And if we turn it
Yeah.
into a primary home, we can.
Right.
That's
Right.
true.
That's kind of my mindset.
That's the goal,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know where you guys would ever move to or where you've thought about. And make sure to follow us on YouTube, Apple, all podcast platforms. Spotify is the most that I think everyone watches. Let us know which podcast platform you guys also listen to, the Next Win podcast. So thank you for being here, Christina. And we appreciate you. What is this look that you're giving me?
I don't know. I'm just taking it all in right now.
All right. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Next Win.